Hilchot De'ot. This is class number 8. So we start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon. So it's page 67. Please read for us.
All right.
Do
So
whatever you can. So let's do small paragraphs and try to understand what do they mean.
Well, do you really think that you can avoid everything that must not be spoken? Why are you a man of the world? You have dealings with scores of people. This was another argument cited above, which can lead a person to totally ignore the concept of Shmiras HaLashon. Again, we respond with an analogy. Let us suppose that I was hurrying somewhere to engage in a business enterprise. A man asks me, why do you hurry? Do you think that this enterprise will make you one of the world's richest men, like so-and-so? Surely I would reply, is that a reason not to seek a livelihood for myself? Okay.
So tell me, what do you think so far?
So basically, I guess it's saying how, you know, you live in this world where you have to deal with people, it's basically, you can come to the point where it's the Yetzirah, but it's kind of you saying how you really think that you can avoid just talking to people. You have to, you have to deal with the world. You can't, this is another, hold on, where are you, man? Why are you dealing? Yeah, you have to deal with all these people. And I guess their analogy is I don't know, you can't avoid it. You have to go through it and deal with people on a regular, right?
Okay. No, but the main point, you're right. Whatever you said, it's correct. But the main point, the Tzakara is going to come and say, so you think you can avoid speaking Lashon Hara completely? Absolutely not. Right?
Yeah.
But just because I would not be able not to speak Lashon Hara, that's it, I have to stop. Like this guy from Parable. Right? He's going to be the richest man? Absolutely not. He's trying to sell the paper plates.
Right.
I mean, okay, he's making a few bucks, but he's not going to be rich for sure. Not.
Right.
But he's doing all the deliveries and he gets all of the parking tickets in the world. Right? You understand that? But still, he runs around. He's trying to make his ends meet. He's not going to stop just because he's not going to be the richest person. It's not the reason to stop.
So just because you can't avoid speaking Lashon Hara fully doesn't mean you should stop trying.
Exactly. That's it. Okay. So of course you're going to sleep, and sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're frustrated, and it's going to slip over your tongue. That's understandable. But just because of this, it does not mean that you have to stop trying. That's okay. So let's do this small paragraph so we see where we had this ideas. Okay, go ahead.
So if this response is correct, when material matters are concerned, then surely it applies when spiritual matters are at stake. If one feels that he cannot abide by the laws of forbidden speech with all their details and fine points, does this mean that he should refrain entirely from caring for his soul? Is it reason to allow oneself, heaven forbid, be counted among the Balei Lashon Hara, habitual gossipers, who will not merit to bask in the glory of divine presence? Sota 42a. So what is he saying? He's saying basically what? That if you pay attention to all these little details, with material things like what to eat, what you're gonna get to buy, this, that, it surely apply to being careful about spiritual laws, right? Especially with speech. And there's a lot more details, I guess, with that. And just because there's a lot more difficulties probably with speech, right? Does that mean we should stop caring about it? Stop working on it, stop trying to iron out all those little wrinkles that we have, right? in a way.
Okay, yes, yeah. So it says that just because you cannot, you sometimes from time to time you go into speak, so that you have to give up and be Baal Lashon Hara.
Right.
So that's one of the parallels that just came to my mind. So today everybody is impure, spiritually impure, right? And one way or another we are in contact with a dead person or somebody who are in contact with a dead person. But it's still, they say, still Halachah is that Kohanim are not supposed to not allowed to go to the cemetery.
Right.
Even though they are spiritually impure, still we don't allow them to go. Why? Because we don't want them to be even more impure.
Right.
So, and the same as here. So somebody asked me yesterday as a very interesting question. So if a person it's not kosher, right? How many punishments he's getting? Right? So he took one bite, took his asim, and then one kizais. How half a kizais? How does it count? So very interesting question. So basically, he's punished for every kizais that he ate during the time span.
Right.
You understand? So why would just because he beat this food, forbidden food one time, why would he continue eating this food? You understand? So okay, you slipped once. So I mean, but don't do it again.
Right.
Just okay.
Okay. So So Rashid Chokhmah relates that Rabbi Moshe Cordoravero saw the author of Shoshan Soros in a dream following the latter's passing, and he was shining like the light of a torch. The deceased revealed that this was in merit of his having avoided idle chatter while on this world. Should such merit be totally forfeited because one feels that to acquire it in its entirety is out of reach? Oh, so should such merit be totally forfeit? Okay.
Okay, so basically it says, okay, so you're not going to shine as this great person. Okay, but still, okay, so you get a little shine. So why? Because you try to avoid the, I don't know, 100,000 times, right? Maybe another 50 you did not avoid it, but for all of these times that you avoided all the idle chatter, you're going to get rewarded.
Right.
You understand? Just because you're not going to get all of the rewards, it does not mean that you have to stop. That's exactly how Yitzhak approach people. You understand? So he comes and say, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Yitzhak said, what are you, tzaddik now? That's it. No, you're tzaddik. You remember yesterday you forgot to say this blessing after you went to the restroom. Okay, you forgot, and this day you forgot, and you know that you say Shema. It was too late. Guess what? It was too late. And guess what? Today is Rosh Chodesh, and you didn't say Musa. How come? You understand? So it gives you all of these things, and all of them are true. So it tries to brings you down. That's the only goal, to make you feel terrible. And many people say, okay, so look at me, I'm a loser. So I'm going to as well stop doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there is no connection. So he did not say the blessing after the bathroom, and now he does not want to put tefillin on. What is the connection? But that's how Tzachara works.
Yeah.
So do you want to say something like?
Yeah, what I wanted to say.
Okay.
It was good. I needed to hear what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So the wisest of men declared, "Whatever you are able to do with your might, do it." Koheles 9:10, meaning that even if one feels he cannot fulfill a given mitzvah in all its fine points, nevertheless he should strive to fulfill it to the best of his ability. It is in this vein that our sages derived from the verse, "Then Moshe set aside 3 cities," Devarim 4:41, that although those 3 cities could not afford refuge to one who murdered inadvertently, until the 3 cities in the land of Canaan had been set aside. And Moshe knew that he would not be permitted to enter the land of Israel and set them aside. Nevertheless, Moshe said, "I will accomplish whatever is in my power to accomplish." Aha.
Okay, so go ahead. Yeah.
Even though Moshe knew he wasn't going to come into, wasn't going to be allowed entry into Eretz, Nevertheless, he still wanted to serve Hashem and create the environment to allow, this to happen in Eretz Israel, in the city that he wouldn't be allowed to enter.
Yes.
But he still
the
worked.
would be many, many years later.
Right.
Like 14 years later.
Right.
Only after we conquered and divided the whole land.
Mm-hmm.
So of course he's not going to see, but at least now it's in my power to do this, even though it's not going to be in any use.
Right.
You understand? So this I'm going to do. Okay, that's this lesson is for us, for all of the generations.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Right.
Okay.
So let's continue with our Mishneh Torah, Hilchot De'ot.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you're going to review what we said last time.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yeah. I started reading a little bit ahead. I might have some comments later on. There's interesting things. I'm still trying to grasp certain things here. But I did want to tell you, I spoke. So remember how I told you about the Minyan thing and everything? So Saturday, Shabbat, I went there 5 o'clock, because 5 o'clock we do almost he does a shiur on study. No, he teaches whatever thing.
Yes.
So I decided to take my approach, and I wanted to ask him. So I asked him. I said, "Is it true?"
Publicly during the shiur?
I mean, it was question and answer. People were asking.
Okay. All right. No. I mean, other people have heard you, right?
Yeah, everybody was there.
Okay, that's my question. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't, I didn't go out there, but I asked him. I said, "Is it true that I heard that if someone's a mechalel Shabbat, that you can't count him in a minyan and give him an aliyah?" So somebody there listens to Rabbi Yaron, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Rabbi Yaron said that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think he said that too." So the rabbi said, he's like, "See, that's the difference between learning halachah and
Applying
applying halachah." He's like, if somebody is trying, and you could see he's trying to come here every Saturday, but he's putting on tefillin, or maybe he's walking, or he's doing, but certain things, it's okay. You come up with him to do aliyah, and you'll say it first. This way he can repeat it. This way it's not taking the aliyah. But he didn't answer my question. He went off course.
Exactly.
He didn't answer my question about the minyan, because that was the main thing. The aliyah, I understand there's ways around it, but the minyan, he didn't address it. He just kept going off course, and then
that's very unfortunate. So when I speak to these people like that, I stop them. There is a guy that I asked the question. So I mean, he's not going to watch this for sure. So he's a little annoying. He thinks that he's big Talmid Chacham, and he bothers me. Every time he asks me all of these stupid questions. Whatever, not about. So I asked him a question, and he gave me an answer, but I said that's not what I'm asking. And I said 5 times that's not what I said. Listen to my question. That's not what I asked. And he was telling whatever he wanted to say. You understand? So
the rabbi, okay. He's a big rabbi. I could tell people respect him in the community. I could just tell. And I just don't know, because I'm also, I'm new. I don't want to break any laws and not give respect. I don't want to interrupt him.
I feel you have to be respectful. Absolutely. I mean, it's not
right. It's not I'm talking to another student or something. Yes. It's I don't know what to do, because I could see people really respect him. You could tell he's got holiness to it. Maybe he doesn't know full halachah, but he's helped a lot of people in the community.
Okay.
Part of me, but I just need to know this, because if there's 10 people there and one of them I know takes the bus on Shabbat,
yes,
then it's not a minyan. Then what should I do? Should I leave or should I stay? But I know he's trying, and he said, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I also don't want to be going against Hashem. So if I like the shul, I like the the kihila, the kola, whatever. But I also don't want to go against Hashem. So if I have to make a tough choice, then I'm gonna leave. But I don't know what to do.
But you can leave only for Shabbos. right? You said all other days there is no problem with the minyan, right? It's
Oh no, Shabbos is no problem because there's more than 10 people who are there.
It's opposite.
During the week.
Okay. So
Yeah,
somehow I
during-
misunderstood. Somehow.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
During Shabbos, there's like 15, 20 people. 15 people.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, most of them are all, at least 10 of them are definitely Shomer Shabbat.
Yes.
But during the week, when we have a tough time getting a minyan, he's one of the people that we rely on. And bothers me that it bothers me.
So maybe we can talk to him somehow. Maybe like.
So I wanted to know. I was gonna because
even for him. So my approach was like after we finish speaking, and so I thought about to spin it like differently. So we can find the shul next to him. I have somebody that I learned with for many years, Baruch Hashem, and he lives in that in his neighborhood.
So that's
this person. I mean, the sweetest person ever. In the shul that we went to, like we used to go to one shul, there were two camps. This camps and that camp, and these camps they hated each other. But this guy, everybody loved him in this camp and that camp, and he didn't see any difference between the people. Zero difference. You understand? He's a sweet.
Here's what I want to ask you: what should my approach be with this kid? How should I ask him? Should I just be like, listen, I think you should talk to my
somebody, yes.
Somebody who lives
we can
wants to talk to you.
He can talk to me. We can send him. So I mean, okay. So sure, I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Show him proofs, like from Shulchan Aruch, that maybe this. I mean, when somebody comes once and twice,
he might not know the law. He might not understand what I'm saying because when he was there Saturday when I asked the question, but I don't think he understood because nobody's teaching him. He's not learning anything.
Yes. That's the issue.
That's a big issue because when I said if somebody's in Mechalal Shabbat, he probably doesn't even know what I meant. Know.
Yes. So this person, I mean, he probably have not a problem. Most definitely have a great neshama, but he does not know.
He doesn't know.
Who do not know, but have a good soul. So that these people we have to educate.
He definitely has a good soul. I mean, he comes here for Kaddish every morning to do for his father. Every morning comes for Kaddish.
It's amazing. On one hand, on another hand, we have to explain that when you're a criminal yourself and you're trying to help somebody else who is under the judgment, it's not going to help that person.
No.
You understand? So you have to fix yourself, and then you say Kaddish. So and fix yourself, it's very easy. Just go to the shul on Shabbos. Go to shul next to you, and there are at least three shuls. If I understand, approximately where he lives, there is at least 3 big shuls next to him, and for sure they would be very glad to see him there. A new guy.
So too. All right, I'm going to talk.
That's it. So yeah. So I mean, it's not. People do not change overnight, but at least us tell him the way the things are.
Yeah.
Right? And that we're trying to help him, not to put him down or something.
Okay.
Especially that he's not needed there. He's not needed there for Shabbos, right? He's not. As you said, there is a minyan. Other days, so at least start with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and if he's Shomer Shabbos, at least he's trying, then there is no problem.
Right.
Then a person like that, we're allowed to count in a minyan for sure.
This past Saturday, I asked him, I was like, oh, you staying at the Rabbi's overnight? He's like, no, not tonight. I was like, so you taking the bus home? He's like, yeah. I was like, it's like, at least take off your yarmulke when you go home. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, like, just for that, I don't know. But okay.
So let's, Beezrat Hashem, let's work on it.
All right.
Okay, so, all right, so continue.
Yeah,
Start,
right? Yeah, go ahead. I'm with you.
Okay. So, Halachah number 3. So, any when you have comments, just stop and we're going to discuss what we want to discuss. Okay. Let's start. First, we read text completely and then do discussion. Unless you have separate things there. Okay. The temperaments with regard to which a man is forbidden to follow the middle path. He should move away from away from one extreme and adopt the other. Next page. Among this is arrogance. If man is only humble, he is not following a good path. Humble, also completely humble, not good. Rather, he must hold himself lowly and his spirit very unassuming. That is why in Numbers 12:3 states, describes our teacher Moshe as very humble and not simply humble. Therefore, our sages directed, hold oneself very, very lowly. Also, they declared, whoever is arrogant is as if he denies God's presence, as implied in Dvarim 8:14, and your heart will be haughty, and you will forget God, your Lord. Furthermore, they say, whoever is arrogant should be placed under the ban of ostracism. Okay, so that's a big deal, right? This applies even if he is only somewhat arrogant. Okay, anger is also an exceptionally bad quality. It is fit and proper for one to move away from and adopt the opposite extreme. He should school himself not to become angry, even when it is fitting to be angry. Right? Not to become angry. Okay. So school yourself the way I understand this. That in some cases that you have to be just prepared.
Right.
That this situation might come like with certain people. So just school yourself. Like do your homework. I'm not going to react. He's going to do this. He's going to step on my toe because he always does it, and he's talking to somebody. He doesn't pay attention. I'm not going to react. If he should wish to arouse fear in his children and household, or with a community, if he is a communal leader and wishes to be angry at them, to motivate them to return to the proper path, he should present an angry front to them to punish them, but he should inwardly calm. So basically, like show that he's angry, because if you want to influence people, if you want to teach somebody, they have to be like some kind of respect. If a person thinks that he's your body, he's not going to listen to you.
Right.
If he's too familiar with you, it's like, okay, so this friend told me this, and that friend told me something different. Okay,
right.
That doesn't matter. We're on the same level.
Ah,
So
I wonder if that's how Rabbi Yaron does, because Rabbi Yaron, like in the shores, like he's one, but like talk to him, he's very calm. Like it's just that's like the quality where like you have to be angry to make people get back to the righteous path. But inside when I talk to him, he sounds like this is not who he is. Like deep, on the inside, like he's calm.
But he's not trying to shake you up. You ask him, for example, you talk to him, you ask him question, you ask him help. I mean, why to get angry with you? Why to get excited? You understand that those are two separate situations. That's the way he's supposed to be. But in that case, like during Shiur, he has to scream. He has to get to as they said in the Hymn. So we have this heart of stone. You have to penetrate this stone. You understand?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's calm inside, like he's doing it strictly for this purpose,
Yes.
Like to break the stone and like let water come out,
Yes. Exactly.
And that's what he did to me, at least.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. That's he's his personality is amazing, and I learned a lot from talking to him. Like I learned a lot how to talk to other people, ask me questions, and some things, some people that they take a little more of my time than others. And they say sorry that we're asking you all of the questions. So basically, and I just imagine Rabbi Reuven. He has thousands. I have tens, but he has thousands of people he deals with on a weekly basis. So I mean, of course, I said no problem. Ask me as many questions as you want. I'll try to get you answers, right? So that's many things we can learn from him. Baruch Hashem. So that's amazing to be connected person like that, and learn from his character traits and how he communicates with you personally.
Yeah.
When nobody sees, when there is no cameras, there is no recording and stuff like that. When you're talking to him about what is important to you, but according to, I mean, comparing to all the global issues that he's dealing with, so it's very irrelevant. But he takes you and I and all other people who talk to him very, very personally, like you're the only person in the world. That's how, I mean, I'm sure he treats everybody like that. But that's the feeling that I got when I asked him some questions. Okay. Continue. He should be like one. So, but if needs to be angry to show the anger, that's where the person has to show them anger. Not to be angry with them, but show them anger that I'm very displeased with your with your behavior, especially kids and women. They okay, so that's good thing to do sometimes. Mm-hmm. He should be like one who acts out the part of anger, a man and in his wrath, but not angry himself. So like an actor. So they should not know.
Right.
You just show the angry face and like speak a little angry, like a little louder maybe, but that's not what deep inside you very calm. The early sages said anyone who becomes angry is like one who worship idols. Clearly, right? Mm-hmm. They said also that they also said whenever one becomes angry, if he is a wise man, his wisdom leaves him. And that's very interesting. If he is a prophet, his prophecy leaves him. The life of the irate is not true life. So it's very interesting. Like many years ago, I heard from Rabbi Mizrachi. Very interesting question. So maybe you know the answer. So it says that when in one of the plagues in Egypt, right? So it says the Medrash says that one big this frog came out of the Nile, and people started beating, and it was multiplying. And they continue beating, and it was continue multiplying. So the question is why they will continue beating when they saw that this is the result. Correct? I mean, right? That's how we know.
That's how.
But,
it's true. It's true. I mean, they kept hitting it. It's a good question. Why did they keep hitting? I mean, maybe they each felt that their hit was going to be the one hit that would finally get it. I don't know.
But they saw all of these 100,000 feet did not help.
Yeah.
So the answer is actually we just read the answer. It says whenever one becomes angry, it is as if he was a wise man, his wisdom leaves him. So when somebody is angry, he's irrational. So now when you are calm, I'm calm. I ask you the question. I mean, for you, it does not make any sense. Why would somebody not stop, right? But because they're angry, they're not rational.
You almost become insane, right? Because what's the famous quote that Einstein said, but apparently it was around that, it's the person who, what's the definition of insanity is a person who does the same thing expecting different results. So I guess maybe that's what anger does to you. It drives you so far crazy up the wall that you think you can keep doing the same thing, like hitting the frog, but nothing's going to change. It's the same result. And I've seen this, I've witnessed people getting so angry that it's almost like they're crazy. Like there's no rationale.
That's it. That's exactly what Rambam is saying. It's not almost that. That's it. That at that moment, at that few seconds, 1 minute, whatever time period is, they lose completely their sanity.
All sanity.
And people break things. So how these that you are late to whatever, or somebody didn't call you who promised you, and you start breaking things in your house, how does it resolve the issue?
Yeah.
Just think about it, right? So how you hitting the, I don't know, the wall or whatever, breaking things and throw your keys across the room? How does it?
And you're wasting energy, right? Because just by yelling, it drains so much life force out of
Exactly.
you.
It is true, but people still doing it time after time.
Yeah, all over
So
again.
the problem is the anger. So that's what it is. That's yeah. Okay. Continue.
Hmm.
Life. Okay. Therefore, they have directed that one distance himself from anger and accustom himself not to feel any reaction, even to things which provoke anger. This is the good path. Okay. So this is a good path. So okay. So that's okay. So me personally, I'm working, and it's like
Same thing. So basically, I guess it's saying it's like you should not just try not to get angry, like, for, whatever, but don't even get angry at things that, make you get angry, right? Like what he said, like, therefore, if they have any directive, one distance himself from anger and accustom himself not to feel any reaction, even to things which provoke anger. So basically, just don't react. Just be calm all the time.
yeah, yes,
Is that what he's saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the simple explanation, that you have to understand that it all came from Hashem. Whatever happened to you, this low life, whatever he did, he's low life. There is no question about it. He's going to pay for whatever he did to you. There is no question about it. But you being angry with him, so you deny that Hashem sent it to him to you for whatever you or I deserve.
Right.
You understand? So in some sense, it is not between him and you. It's between you and Hashem. They say the last generation before Mashiach is going to be like generation of the dog, right? With the face of the dog. So they ask how is it like, what is the comparison to the dog? And the same when you hit dog with a stick, if the dog is angry at the stick, he does not understand that
There's an army.
it's a person who killed him. He's angry, like if you throw the stick away, the dog is going to chase the stick.
Right.
And by then you try to do whatever with the stick. You understand? So they said, don't be like a dog. Remember, always like have in front of your mind that it's Hashem. He's not happy with me. Why? That's what I need to figure out. But this guy, he's just another. Okay.
I just want to charge my computer.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So continue. This is the way of the righteous. They accept humiliation, but do not humiliate others. So it's hard, but it's hard, but it's possible to achieve. They listen when they are ashamed.